Well, Colonial Pipeline, it's back up and running, everyone, after the company paid $5 million to Russian hackers. The dark side ransomware group has confirmed they were indeed responsible for the cyber attack, but they claim they never intended to cause a nationwide fuel disruption. Joining me now is John Ackerly, CEO of Virtru and former Policy and Strategic Planning Director for the U.S. Department of Commerce. John, thank you for joining me here. So on Monday, this ransomware group released a statement that said, in part, we are apolitical. We do not participate in geopolitics, do not need to tie us with a defined government and look for our motives. Our goal is to make money and not creating problems for society. So how much do you buy that, given the fact that, I mean, how could they think that by targeting a fuel pipeline, they wouldn't create panic for citizens?
So that is a great question, and I don't think that the ransomware, then hackers in Russia suddenly found their moral compass. I think they felt the heat from the U.S. government, and the easiest thing for these guys to do, this group DarkSide has made $60 million over the past 6 months, is to disband, and they will come back. And so, they are making the very smart business move here. It's a great time to be a bad guy. It is great business right now where you can run, in fact, ransomware as a service, just like software as a service. So I would expect a lot more of this. And being a Washingtonian here in Georgetown, it was pretty remarkable to see the long lines around the blocks where people could not get gas. It felt like when I was a kid in the early the 1970s. And that's just one pipeline. So I think this is a real wake-up call for the country. This has been a problem that's been going on for the past 20 years, and the billions and billions that we've been spending on cybersecurity tools, and that a lot of it is actually snake oil. And so we have a lot to be focused on. I think there's also good news that we can talk about as well.
Okay, and I'm going to get to the good news in just a second, but the fact that $5 million was paid, if indeed that is true, but that is out there. So for any nefarious characters, I've identified them, anybody other than DarkSide, who says, hey, yeah, that's a way to make $5 million bucks. The fact that they paid ransom, is that a good thing?
So it is not a good thing, but it's also very easy to then throw stones. I mean, if you are a company and your critical data has both been exfiltrated, if your systems are shut down, it's kind of like you have cancer. And if you have a choice about whether to then live or die, what are you going to do? So I don't criticize Colonial for then doing that. I absolutely understand why the FBI, they are playing a multi-stage game. They don't want people to pay those ransoms, but it is tough to be too critical. But it is a massive problem, right? Yeah. I think the average ransomware attack is $400,000 per attack, but it can go up to the tens and tens of millions of dollars. So of course, this is going to continue. So
John, I have a hot minute because I do have this COVID special coming up. But
yes,
you said there was something good. There was a good news. Give me the one good news point you want to make.
Well, I think, the Biden administration, and speaking as someone who worked for then George W. Bush, cyber is a nonpartisan issue, and they have really taken phenomenal steps. They have hired the A-team in cyber, the recent executive order. It has muscle, it is focused, and I think that the Department of Defense has also really been leading on this issue. And there's technology today that can be deployed to actually solve this problem. So I am optimistic that we're going to get out in front of this, but it's a real issue.
I will let John Ackerly, your optimism be the last word. Thank you so much. I'm sure we'll see you again.
Thanks so much.